Morning. I think I have 5 shoots today, and I have 2 hours before my next one. So my choice was either I could go home or I could hang out at this park that all my shoots are at. And I thought it'd be like nice to kind of get out of the house for a little bit, not just run back home whenever I had the free time. So here I am on a little blanket in the middle of the park, talking to a camera. So I also today I had one of the yummiest lattes I've ever had in my entire life. It was a honey lavender latte with oat milk, hot, and it was fucking delicious. And I kind of want another one right now, but I'm gonna hold back. So let's talk about things. Let's discuss what I've been up to. This past weekend, Sam and I and a bunch of friends went up to Lake Arrowhead for the weekend, and it was positively beautiful there. It was so surreal how autumnal it was. Like, it felt like I was in a storybook. I haven't felt like fall has been fall for the longest time, simply because like I've been living in LA for the past, I think, like 2 years. When I went to Lake Arrowhead, like the leaves were changing colors, and we were like in the middle of a forest in the mountains, and it just felt good. It felt good to be there in the fall. While we were there, we stayed at this beautiful cabin with some of the worst Airbnb hosts, but I'll hold my tongue about that. But it was a really nice cabin. While we were there, we did a number of activities, but they were all very chill activities. Like, we were gonna go on a hike, but the first like hiking spot we went to, we had already done it like the year before. And so we were like, oh, let's go to this other hiking spot that's like 15 minutes away, and let's do that one instead, even though it's like a little bit longer. But when we went there, it was fucking closed, and we couldn't actually go hiking. And instead of driving back to the first hiking spot, we decided to stop by an estate sale. And I don't recall ever going to an estate sale before, so it was actually really fun, and I kind of want to pick up going to estate sales as a hobby. Like, I was able to explore a house that was so insane to me, like a really, like a rich person's house, but like a rich old person's house. Does that make any sense? A rich old person in the mountain. It was like a mansion. They had like cobblestone in their kitchen. Their floor in the kitchen was cobblestone. I don't know if that like puts any image in your head, but for me, I'm like, wow, these people can afford things. But their house was really pretty, really big. I didn't get much from that estate sale, but it was nice to explore. What I did get was I got this like skirt that I'm pretty sure was homemade, sewn from hand, like not bought at a store, because there was no tag on it. It feels to me like a vintage skirt, and it had like this matching sash, but I feel like I want to use it as a hair thing to like braid in my hair so it matches the skirt. And then we went to a second estate sale. There were 2 estate sales. The second one was like not as interesting, though I didn't get anything from the second estate sale, but the house like was insane, and not like in a rich person insane way. Like, it felt very humble, like it was a humble home, but it was also like a maze. It felt like you could film a haunted house or horror film there, because it was not an open floor plan. It was not an open floor plan. everything was hallways, and every which way would lead you to a different room or a different hallway. And there was like, you could go into the top floor, the attic, the basement, the second basement, and it'll lead into the garage, and like they had like 2 to 3 living rooms. And it was really weird, not gonna lie. But yeah, it was really fun. I actually had a lot of fun going to the estate sales. We also, I think on our last like night there, we went to an Oktoberfest, or the Oktoberfest up there, which was, it was fun. It wasn't really anything special, I guess. I think what turned me off, it was like a mass gathering of people. There were like hundreds of people there, and no one was wearing a mask, and they were all like dancing together, like on the dance floor. And it rubbed me the wrong way. It didn't put a good taste in my mouth, you know what I'm saying? We still had fun. I had a nice little hot dog, sausage. Oh, no. It was a spicy German sausage dog or something. It was really yummy. It was very delicious. And then we had some beer because it was Oktoberfest. And then we met these like really interesting ladies who told some very wild stories. So that was all fun. Yeah, and then we went home after that. Well, we went home the next day, but it was honestly just a very, very beautiful trip, and I'm really glad I feel really lucky I was able to go on something like that, especially this time of year, and be around people who were fun to be with. We played a lot of games, and I had fun, so yeah. This past weekend, like yesterday, basically, Sam and I took a little trip. Basically, Sam and I took a quick weekend trip. Today's still Sunday, but we went up on Friday night to San Diego to visit some friends. But it wasn't to visit our friends. That was just a perk of going down there. What we went there for was a resort tour. There was this dude who stopped us when we were at Six Flags like a couple weeks ago, and was like, "Do you want a free gift?" Duh, why would I not want a free gift? Sign me up, right? And so we went to his little table or whatnot. We thought he like worked for the park and he was gonna give us like stuffed animals or something. But no. Basically, he worked for this resort. They were giving away like free trips if we went to their San Diego location and took a tour, right? And we're like, all right, it sounds too good to be true, but we chose one of the trips we wanted to go on, and, you know, drove down to San Diego, hung out with some friends, and then spent all Saturday on a fucking tour. And let me tell you, it was not a tour. That shit was not a tour. This dude, he was a timeshare salesman. They were trying to sell us timeshares, and he was so odd. I don't know how to explain it. Like, he started off the entire conversation with like saying how he wasn't like a sleazy car salesman because he didn't work off commission or something. But he was trying to sell us this fucking timeshare in the most overt and like awkward ways. We sat there the longest out of anyone that was there. Everyone had gone home or gone on their actual tour of the resort, and we were not able to tour the resort because this dude talked so fucking much. Like, he was talking so much about random ass shit that had nothing to do with the timeshare. And then when we told him, no, we don't want to own a timeshare, he got so offended and he got so aggressive and weird about it. He was like, well, why not? Where did I lose you? Because, you know, I want to write it down. I always write things down in my journal where I lost people. Okay, like, you can do that, but why are you telling us that? You know, why are you telling us you write down your failures in a journal? What the fuck? And then when we were like, listen, dude, like, it's not your fault. You're a fine and dandy timeshare salesman, but we don't want to buy a timeshare. And then he was like, well, I failed again. I'm a failure. And we're like, what the fuck? And he was like real loud about it. Like everyone who was left there, which was very few because everyone had gone home already, could hear him. I don't know, he's just a weird guy. After that, we had to get our free gift, you know, from Six Flags. So we had some guy come meet us instead of our original salesperson, because I think he was just throwing a temper tantrum, and I think everyone knew that it was real awkward, and so they switched out our salesperson for this other dude who was so dope. It was like switching out the sleazy, like greasy salesperson for like Santa Claus in a Hawaiian shirt. That's what it felt like. Resort was nice. The salesperson that we got was just very odd guy. What time is it? I have about like 40 minutes left until my person is supposed to come, except she did not this person for my shoot. She's supposed to confirm with me when I send her a confirmation text to be like, hey, let me know that you got this confirmation so that I know you're coming. And she didn't respond, but she's still booked, so we'll see if she actually shows up. I think I'm just gonna read for the next 40 minutes until she comes and just relax. I think that's a good idea. Next day, I did not vlog the rest of my shoot day just because, you know, I wanted to enjoy my time at the park. I literally, like, I read my book, I took a nap, I had a good time. Like, I had a very nice, relaxing work day, which is pretty rare because usually I'm very stressed out when it comes to work days. This morning, I woke up with a wonderful surprise. It is raining in LA today, which is so nice. I fucking love the rain, and it just looks absolutely beautiful outside. Like, it's so gloomy and ugly, but like, to me, it's beautiful.
She is very gorgeous to me!
Like, I love it. It just, I love the sound of like the wind and the rain, and how overcast and just gorgeous it is outside. It makes a very comfy day for me. Do you like this cup? Isn't it freaking adorable? I am obsessed with Snoopy just because he's a beagle, and I have two. Beagle number 1, you can't see, but she's here, and beagle number 2 right over here. I have 2 senior beagles who I love so much, so I love some good Snoopy merch. I'm just enjoying my coffee while watching the rain. Very relaxing, very cozy. But afterwards, I do have to start on work again. All the shoots I did yesterday, I think I had 5, or was it 4? I think it was 4. I think one person canceled on me, but there were 4 shoots that I have to call and like do selects for and then edit. So that's gonna take me all day, which is kind of upsetting because I wanted to do a number of other things today. Like, I wanted to go to the post office because I want to send my dad a package. He just got out of intense back surgery, and I wanted to send him a get well soon package. I wanted to do something else, but I completely forgot. Oh, I wanted to go to the gym. But when it like rains, you really just don't want to do anything. You don't want to go outside. You want to just enjoy home life. Actually, I take that back. I really want to go outside, and I want to go outside and just like twirl in the rain. I feel like the rain in LA has to be toxic or something, because like of all the smog. It's a happy day today. I'm happy. one of the folks that I took pictures for, one of the folks I took pictures for yesterday was an artist. He painted. They're like markers, like paint markers. He painted a portrait of me, and I love it. Usually if I'm not wearing any makeup and I look like a trash gremlin like I did yesterday, like you guys remember. If I'm not all done up, I generally don't want like my photos taken. I don't want my portrait drawn or painted, but like I would have said no if I hadn't been, you know, actively trying to build up my my confidence recently. So I said yes, and I love it. It's kind of caricaturish, which scares me. I always say that I would never want my caricature done. Oh my god. I've always said I would never want my caricature done just because I know what features of my face they would exaggerate, and it would undo all of the work I've been doing to build up my confidence. I don't know, I really like this one. It looks very like artsy. It just makes me feel like good that somebody saw me and thought of me in that way. Also, their child was literally the cutest little thing in the whole world, and he was so adorable, and he liked me. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna finish my coffee, watch the rain, and then get to work.